Welcome everyone, Adam the Woo here as the recording of this Thursday, February 10th, 2022. And I'm standing in a parking lot in Wilmington, North Carolina, where the beginning of the film 1986 horror classic, directed and written by Stephen King, took place. The ATM scene was right here at a bank behind me. The interesting thing about Maximum Overdrive is there is no one person who's kind of a villain that goes around wreaking havoc. It is machines, not a terrifying Michael? There's a truck backing up. Watch out. You're not really Michael Myers. Are you Michael Myers? You're not Michael.
It's me!
Wait, who are you?
It's caught on tape! Come on!
And the interesting fact is it's about 10 minutes past the time that shows on the display above the ATM. Now this bank has been demolished, but right up here, up the staircase, these same fences and this same little awning still remain. And Stephen King himself had a cameo and walked right up to that ATM right there. So I'll also point out, well, besides that this was seen right there, and the stairs that led up to the bank started right there, and the ATM. We did this entire episode yesterday, and I made a mistake and formatted the card, so this is like deja vu for us.
I'm having the same visions of everything I said, everything, but if we talked to on the streets, it's all coming back to me.
Now you'll notice over Stephen King's shoulder there, as he's like looking into the ATM, you can see the building that's off in the distance, right over there. Also, Stephen King was far from sober when he directed. This is the only movie that Stephen King ever directed. He wrote a lot of books, wrote a lot of screenplays. He tried his hand at directing, and said he made a mistake and never did it again.
He talks about it a lot in a couple documentaries, that he was very stimulated on set.
Now stepping back just a bit, really able to pinpoint where the ATM was. The front of the bank was right there where the arrow's going up into the parking lot. So kind of in the middle. So front of the bank right here, ATM would have been right about there. So using this to match up the front of the bank here, ATM would have been right here, building over his shoulder.
Honey! Come on over here, sugar buns. This machine just called me up.
And this is the reverse angle looking back on the parking lot where the camera would have been set up. Also, you'll notice the continuity will not match up with Scott's video that he's going to upload, because yesterday we were wearing different clothes, but once again, I messed up and deleted my footage, so his video's done, just waiting for me to finish this one, and then they'll both be up. Now right over here, this bridge is known as the Isabella Holmes Bridge, where a very intense opening sequence, a very lengthy opening sequence, with cars and vehicles falling from the bridge when this opens up. It is a real drawbridge, and looks precisely the same, even with the little, what do they call these little mechanisms that close up there?
Rivets?
I should know, because the guy operating the bridge is in this very same control tower, says what they are. He goes, "They didn't go down. Can't you see we got a situation here?"
A big situation.
A very big situation. There was also a moment when, right through the middle of the bridge, a gentleman fell into the water. Do you want to recreate the sound effect?
I do, Adam, thank you, because it's one of the best moments in ADR history. And as he's falling...
Just do it one more time. I want to hear that one with my own ears one more time. And then splash.
And you know, Adam, that it's a serious situation when there's a bunch of watermelons that smash.
There was a lot of watermelon.
A lot of watermelon. That's how they make it serious.
You'll also notice there's a bridge that's lifted up in the distance. Off in the distance over there, and there are some silos. You see those silos a couple times when the vehicle's dropping, people are dropping over into the water. Kind of zoom in on those silos and the bridge there. And we have to bring up the rock group AC/DC.
Not only do the whole soundtrack.
The whole soundtrack.
Who Made Who, the greatest AC/DC song ever, is on TNT. But there's an AC/DC van that almost gets crushed. They don't go over the edge, though.
They don't go over the edge.
No.
That's Aerosmith living on the edge.
Yes.
AC/DC teetered on the edge. And they did that entire album was the soundtrack, which is pretty amazing.
And what I've heard is afterwards, that bridge shook all night long.
That's a good one. You got to do the little ba-dum-tsh.
Oh, yeah.
And just a couple visuals here. There's the bridge as it's opening before everything kind of hits the fan. And there's one of the vehicles about to have a splash down below the bridge as it's opening. And there's that angle of the silos. He's falling off there. And there's the other bridge in the background. You could still hear him to this day. We're now going to pass very slowly. We're not allowed to park on the bridge. This parking is just for employees. Probably a safety issue of us parking here. But this is the same control tower where the two employees were fighting with each other. Can't you see we got a situation here? Just past where the opening would have been. And since we're in the area, have to show where the interiors took place. Right here at EUE Screen Gym Studios. This is where the interiors took place. We're going to a lot of the exteriors and a couple spots that they used inside, but mostly exteriors. But inside these buildings, one of these buildings, is where some of the interior scenes for Maximum Overdrive took place. If you haven't seen the movie, it's about vehicles that come to life and wreak havoc for a short time frame. Now in my mind, I had thought it had a different name back in the mid-80s and they changed it, but just looked it up and this has had the same name since the 50s, 1959.
And it looks like, I mean, that logo looks like it's been up there for a long, long time. And it was run for a very long time by a Columbia executive by the name of George Cooney. Not Clooney, Cooney.
And principal photography started in May of '85. Movie came out in summer of '86. And you know the name that always kind of flashes across a lot of those '80s screens? What was the guy's name?
Dino De Laurentiis.
De Laurentiis. He ran the studio at the time.
That's crazy.
Here on the cross streets, commuted over to the corner of Shirley and Kenwood. This was used on a couple of different occasions. One where he's riding the bicycle and the sprinklers turn on. It was from this very angle, sprinklers on both sides of the road, right through here. As well as the ice cream truck. Watch out for the ice cream truck.
I'm looking for Pennywise in the sewer.
Totally different franchise.
I know.
Well, not that Maximum was a franchise, totally different movie. Along here was the Mighty Tasty, very clever on the side of it, ice cream truck. And you do see the corner of Shirley and Kenwood. And they use this a couple times. Once when he's riding and the sprinklers on either side. Then he circles the neighborhood, goes to another neighborhood a few miles away. We're going to go by there. Then comes back here and then looks down here and sees the Mighty Tasty ice cream truck. And you can also see not only this two-way sign, the two arrows, but also this very unique house.
Yeah.
And speaking of houses, there's one down here that is now painted a different coloration, but it was where the lawnmower scene took place, where he was hiding behind the hedges. We'll drive by there in a moment.
You've got an interesting story about the lawnmower?
Should I tell it?
I think you should tell it.
As the story goes, Stephen King wanted to show the blades under the lawnmower. The cinematographer said, we don't even see the blades, why do we need them on there? The blades stayed on. The director and writer wanted the blades on there. The blades on the lawnmower hit a stick. The stick lodged the cinematographer in one of the eyes, and he lost his eye. A lawsuit followed up way later, and that happened right over in front of the house we're going to show. Now the house will look a lot different than it does here. The bricks have been repainted and the two trees out front have been removed, but the windows and the door and the sidewalk and everything, not sidewalk, but the stairs match up. But pay attention to how the windows are when we get over there. Also the same property where the lawnmower starts to chase after him, and notice the house next door, the unique shape of the house next door. And this carport here has been redone quite a bit too, but the proof is the building next door. And I'm getting an eerie feeling, not because the movie has a little horror aspect to it, because yesterday, right here, is where I made the messed up decision to format my SD card.
This bright green
right over, yes,
represents where you were standing.
Right over there.
I think it was the same color yesterday.
I'm not going to do that again. Now just picture there were two trees right there. I'll kind of zoom in and show where the little divots where the trees were. And the lawnmower would have been down the driveway. They have redone the carport. Right over there, looked totally different. It was kind of more of a wooden they've extended onto that, but that is where the lawnmower was going down the side of that very house right there. Watch out for lawnmowers. They're just wreaking havoc on the neighborhood.
Didn't he write Lawnmower Man 2 as well, that movie?
Oh, that's an interesting tie-in.
He's fascinated with lawnmowers.
But right there's the little divot in the ground where one of the trees were.
Divot.
You're pointing out the divot?
Number 1.
Okay.
Divot. 2.
All right, about 1.5 miles away, here on the corner of 19th and Princess Street, there is a take a book, leave a book.
Yeah. Isaac Mizrahi, Shirley MacLaine.
Is where the tree was, where the pizza delivery bug was smashed into the tree from this very perspective. Now there's another tree here. It was not this tree, but the tree was right here, and a new tree has been placed, a seedling. But the angle with the bug, when he's riding the bike over here, riding along, and you are kind of standing in the same general vicinity where the pizza delivery guy.
Right here?
Are you gonna get a shin splint doing that? Pizza City Delivery. I don't think that pizza was getting delivered, but notice the stairs over there and the banisters on the porch off to the side. And there's the other tree that still remains. This tree here though, it's gone. And there's the precise angle with the banisters there from that other porch. Now here's something pretty cool. This porch swing still remains, if not the same porch swing, at least a recreated version of a porch swing. Still in the same spot where they're showing it up on this porch as he continues to ride the bike down the road. Isn't that cool? Right there. Did not end well for that gentleman. So he's just like riding right along here. Wanted to show a little closer version of this tree. Very impressive tree. Looks like one of the limbs has been removed. Kind of the angle was like that. And passing the house with the porch swing, right up here on the very end, the last home on the block was 3 unique windows. Definitely a new paint job since these days, but it was the middle window there, kind of laying out the side there. And it's tough to get the proper angle because the way the sun is at this hour, but you get the idea. The window's up top. We drove a couple miles down the way, about 5 or 6 miles from where we just were, and we are 1 mile from heading past these pine trees to a very unique spot, because yesterday, we turn this around, we had an interesting experience yesterday at the baseball diamond. What happened?
Well, we got some amazing footage.
Yes.
Incredible footage. The baseball diamond's still there.
Which I deleted on accident.
That's right, you did do that. And the soda machine area, it's so cool, where all the pop is coming out. Well, pop, soda machine's coming out. But then we had a security guard who was a bit of a good old boy that came over and had a little chat with us.
That's true, and you're not allowed to be on the property. We were there no less than 2 minutes. So today we're not gonna get out of the car. We're gonna just go by and kind of do it very quickly. Now the interesting thing about it, there are no signs saying you can't go on it, and there is nothing blocking from fence-wise from the road, from the property. And not sure why they don't want anyone on the property, but I will be able to get this angle out my window as we're just going by very quickly. And might be able to see where the bulldozer runs down. Well, he runs over one of the players, but also takes down the scoreboard.
Steamroller.
That's the more proper.
And he rolls right in. So here we are pulling in to the same place we pulled in yesterday, and that's where the soda machine was, by that little building. This is the baseball diamond, and this is where the kids won the game, and they're gonna celebrate with all the sodas. And they start flying out of the machine.
Where the steamroller plowed down the fence. They've changed the fence.
Yeah, looks about right about there.
You're gonna have to do a U-turn here. We're gonna have to leave the property, but we're making this very quick.
This is guerrilla style.
The steamroller went right through here. There's already someone heading over.
Yep.
Already someone heading over right now.
Nice, good.
So we're gonna take it real slow. So right there is the backdrop, and I'm gonna try to get the angle where the soda pop hit the gentleman in the nether regions.
I'm gonna get you right close to it.
Right about there. Yeah, right there.
That's it right there. That's the money shot.
That's about the best. That's about the best we can do right there.
We got it so well yesterday, and it's too bad. But that's really good. That's close.
So if you come out here, we're not the only ones. That's had probably a dozen people that have been here over the years. Immediately within 2 minutes, So, and you notice there's no fence here.
It's just bizarre.
And the only signage just says no smoking on the premises. Nothing says stay off. All right, we should get moving.
Yeah.
There's a car coming. Very interesting though. But this sign right here just says a smoke-free facility. Isn't that interesting?
We weren't doing that.
We were not smoking. We were just visualizing a film from 1986. But that's it. That's the fun story. And now I made it over to Leland, right on the city limit, just on the outskirts of Wilmington. And the corner of Fletcher right here is, I'm not sure if these are the same lights from the railroad or not. It was right here in this area where the married couple approached what is now the Kicking Mule. And the gas station attendant met his demise. So Yardley Smith, who does the voice of Lisa Simpson, went on to a very successful career with The Simpsons, but she was in a lot of 80s films. She was the wife, newly married wife, and she was talking to her husband Curtis. And you did this yesterday, but you're going to redo it now for posterity.
It is my favorite scene of the film. Sees him, she says, Curtis, is he dead? And it's like, lady, he's not taking a nap covered in blood.
And I was noticing this mailbox is the same mailbox from the mid-80s. Still here, you can see this in the moment as well.
Can I ask you a question, Adam?
Yes.
Because we don't have mailboxes like this in Canada.
You don't?
And I always get confused. If this is down, does that mean there's mail in there to go?
Yeah, no, if it's up, you're sending mail out. So the production company built, because since the 50s, the gas pumps have been removed. So this, because it's mid-80s, this was not a real gas station. It was just a convenience store. It was not called the Kicking Mule. It's called the Kicking Mule now. But right down here, they built 2 pumps and like a little island. Right here, this pole can be seen.
And you can see the remnants, because it used to be higher, and you can see where that was. So it's the same island.
There was some bricks there.
Yeah, it was made of brick, and it still is. But
well, this is concrete. No, this is concrete.
Oh,
but there were bricks. There were
oh, right,
levels of bricks.
Yeah, and they're gone. But you can see where they would have plastered them in, or whatever. However, you would attach bricks. What are they going to do? Do a remake?
Oh no, we're just doing a little documentary on it. Seems as if the guy is laying here with his hand like this, but in reality, he's laying this way with his hand around the
right.
So he's laying like this, kind of like that.
Yeah. And he is not.
Continues to lay there.
Yeah. He's not doing well.
The whole scene. When Curtis is running away from the truck, which pulls from over here, and that entire truck smashes right through here and over this little section, this little stanchion, right through here. The husband's kind of laying over here, and then like gets up, and then runs over to his wife, and then it just kind of escalates from there.
Oh, it escalates.
But you'll notice the guy who's seen better days is laying right here. His hand around that way. And there's a moment where you can see something that happened right over here. I probably should show some of the scene moments just to show, but right on here, this was kind of stained.
Don't forget what happened across the street. You can see that house in the background.
Oh, there was a house.
No longer there.
A house over her shoulder.
They burned it down about a year ago, and the trees are still, and you can still smell smoke in the air.
It does smell like it.
And you can still see the charred remains over there.
It is so odd that all these trucks are going by. It's giving me the vibes. It's giving me the Stephen King vibes. Also, Stephen King kind of denounced the film. He wasn't proud of his work on the film.
And it's a great film. It's fun. I guess at the time he just,
it was the only movie he ever directed. So Stephen King, all these spots we're going to, Stephen King was here behind the camera saying, action.
Yep.
Okay, here's the stain on the side of the wall. Just wanted to show that. So the front door is over to the right and the windows here over to this side. That would have been just right about there. I know it's kind of a little detail, but now here's a view from a distance from kind of where I started over by the train tracks of what it looked like as they pulled in. But notice that island there with the pumps in the middle that does not exist in real time. And that's what the house across the way looked like. They had a controlled burn on as she was yelling at her husband.
Curtis, I don't like this.
Sometimes it's good to just soak it in. Also want to show this angle. You can see the railroad crossing painted there. Before they went up to the convenience store or to the gas station, they drove right past this very junkyard. And the cars are not the same cars, but there are a couple vehicles here as well. But notice, so the angle would have been like that. See those two metal poles back there? And this is where the one automobile on the car, the lights turned on, and they're going, that's kind of strange. Why'd the lights on the automobile turn on? But notice those two poles. So this is kind of the angle obscured by the foliage, but there are those two poles. So the cars have been right there, and the lights turn on. The lights kind of blink. And just for kind of a frame of reference there's the bricks are gone, but look at the two poles off in the distance. Arrived about another mile from where we were, where they're doing a little mowing here on the property that stood in for, well, it didn't stand in for, but it was the Dixie Boy truck stop.
This is the big one.
This is probably the most scenes took place right here. In this very parking lot.
Everything you can match up, so that's in the background. It's
now,
great.
The truck stop itself was over here kind of where they're doing this fire department training. But the buildings in the back, the big buildings made of tin, those are seen in the movie, with the diner kind of about where he's on the lawnmower over there, give or take. But the building right over here that they're in front of can be seen prominently. Had a big sign on the top of it. The sign went across the top, a repair sign. That has been removed. And the municipal operations building behind that is a building that could be seen very prominently. Now the ditch that the salesman that the Green Goblin truck bumped into was kind of over near that light pole. Maybe we go show that angle. And this was about the angle here. The ditch has been filled in. So the Green Goblin truck pulls in, slams into him, and this pretty much is the exact angle.
And then the truck's going around in the circle.
All around in the circle.
And Emilio is coming out, and then because they're giving the Morse code. Emilio Estevez, right away, it's a 9 out of 10. Before you've even seen the movie.
Yep.
I stand by that.
Stand by me?
I do.
Also a Stephen King?
Yep.
I see what you did there. It was an accident, but I picked up on it.
Original name of Maximum Overdrive was?
Trucks.
A novella. Trucks.
Because it was a short story by Stephen King.
A short story about long
trucks. Now, watching the movie over the years, I always would think to myself, and you probably thought this too, where is the drainage pipe that many times they walked in and out of, or the one guy went in and out of, and then the whole crew came out of towards the end to get out of here? I think we found where it was, or at least the prop was, across the way. Now when the Green Goblin truck pulls up, you can see the back of this metal sign right here. And look, there's another truck pulling in here, but this is the road. This is slightly interesting. Look at this, there's one single truck coming by here. There's one truck in the same spot.
Perfect.
Doesn't have a Green Goblin on the front of it, but that works. That works. What's going on with this signage?
I'm fixing it, man.
You're trying to fix it?
Yeah, that's what I do in my spare time when I'm filming. I fix street
That's
signs.
good.
It's really cool seeing one of these actual up close, because we pass them all the time on the road. I'm just gonna stand here and hold it. I'm a good Samaritan. Keep going, it's one way. One way. Don't go that way. One way.
I've made it across this very busy thoroughfare. So there's no indication on the precise, where exactly in this section was, but our best guesstimate would be somewhere here, probably in this 10 or 20 feet. All right, do it. Yeah, you got it. But look, you got a little mud on there. It's all part of the experience. But take a look. So this is the perspective. Okay, studying this a little further, I believe that we must stand incorrected because we are probably about 20 yards off of, judging by where they built the fake set that they destroyed and the buildings behind it, it appears as if it's down there where they have enclosed it. So because they have enclosed it, there is a possibility that there really was one there. But in reality, he's digging, you're digging for it. So it's right about there. That's making some noises. You were in the spot though, that's basically right about there. Somewhere in this section. So what threw us off was that erosion that looked like a pipe could have been sticking out of it. I also want to reiterate, this metal building was seen prominently a couple of times. In fact, one truck took out a phone booth right over there where the gentleman is doing kind of circles around on the lawnmower. But this building right here, the Green Goblin truck pulled up beside it. Okay, I think we've about covered as much as could be seen here. We still have a couple more spots. Now, should we chance it? And I know you're thinking, you want to get in your car and go in there and do the circle just like in the movie?
I do.
You want to do that?
I do. And
I thought we could go in from this angle around the back, but the gates only open at the front. So this building, building number 1, was in the film. Now this one here, there was one that looks similar to this, but this is not the one that was behind the diner. So where these cars are parked was where the diner was. Basically here, where this gentleman on the heavy equipment tractor, that's about where the diner was, right there. Going along where the ditch was as well. We're gonna pull up in there. That building there can be seen
prominently, and the back one too, right? Off
yeah,
to the right.
One too. I'll show that. So right in here was where the pumps were, all right in here. Oh, a lot of action, probably 20 scenes or more took place right in here. All right, this is almost like a bucket list moment for posterity. We are doing a not a figure 8, but we're doing a circle
going around
the parking lot. Right there was the phone booth getting destroyed by the truck. Oh yeah, I'm getting dizzy. Yep. Now obviously the truck's made a bigger circle, but this is about the best we can do. Now we can, until the end of time, right? We can say we've done this. We did it. Twice. They think you probably had, they think you've had a couple too many Heinekens. Yep. All right, I think we did it.
We did it.
We did it. And now we're pulling back out of the truck stop. That is awesome.
There it is. We just did it.
On the property. Epic.
Fight a dream.
Who made them?
We made you! We made you!
Yeah, but when the trucks are doing that big circle, they came all the way out here to the road. Right. All the way, right to this very road. Now towards the very end of the movie, after they get out of the drainage pipe that's over by the truck stop, boy, almost just fell on that incline of asphalt. They go by a diner, they run around the back side of a diner, which was this very building. However, the building has been repurposed. But it just said diner across the top. So they ran around the back of this, right? You're running around? Okay, there he goes, recreating it. Interesting thing about this is, until recently, within the last, I don't know, few months or so, the old fence that was over here, that Emilio and the rest of the crew sat and stood against, still existed, but they have repurposed that fence, that screen used movie prop, is now gone. But right about in this section, they were all standing and sitting, and the drive-through signage was right over there, and it was kind of spouting off humans present, humans, 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 humans. And then earlier, the guy was on the bike, was riding through the neighborhoods. He wanted to do it for his dad. He goes, this one's for my dad.
Right here.
And then right here, the sign met its demise, and that was kind of right here. This is not the screen used fence though, realize that.
No, I told you yesterday because I did this.
Does it smell the same as yesterday?
It does, and it's 6 months old, this wood.
6 months exactly?
Canadians know. We know our wood. Do you respect wood, Adam?
I was standing up against the new fence, showing the old fence. Yep, so I'm standing right up against this, using this to not get a glare. It was called Burger Lean.
Yeah, weird name.
Burger Lean. They probably had lean burgers.
I doubt it.
So it was called Burger Lane up until 96 when you bought it?
Well, until 92.
Till
it
92.
was closed for 4 years.
Okay.
The lady back there, her husband opened the Burger Lane.
Really? Yeah. That's cool.
So it really was a Burger Lane.
And then you bought it.
There it is.
bought it.
Burger Lane.
I ran it for
That's right before the sign
25
gets
years.
demolished. The previous owner stopped by. He bought it back in the 90s and sold it to the guy who owns it now. This is what it looked like back in 86. Notice the little chimney up top. I'm gonna go around the front and show them what it looks like now, but the chimney's still there. There it is. It's a pizzeria now. Pretty dang cool.
Right here, that's the drive-thru.
Oh, so the building ended there.
Set up was like here on the corner. So this was good.
So this is where the drive-through sign was.
Kind of, sort of.
So you turn here and then go up to the window up there. Okay, have reached the last location. Now there is one benefit about having the footage I had yesterday got deleted, because a couple spots today, like the area where the pizza delivery bug crashed into the tree, I did not know that yesterday, and this spot eluded us as well. We thought it was on the other side of the harbor where there's some other boats, but because I had last night, because I knew we were going to redo it, was able to research that a little more, and this is the spot, the climactic end, where Emilio destroys the Green Goblin truck right down this way, and where they boarded the boat to leave at the end of the very end before the closing credits. This is the spot, because we were looking for, this has obviously been repurposed since 86, but there was a walkway that they walked down, and all the boats.
Yep.
The houses kind of shadowed out in the darkness. But what really gives it, what are you looking at?
All the green poles, sorry.
Oh, the green poles that are here, where they store boats. This was just being built, and there was only 1 or 2 boats right here against this. But you could see the slats here of the wood when the guy steals the watch.
Right.
There's an angle going this way, and you can see these poles.
That's crazy.
I'll kind of match it up. So basically, the Green Goblin truck drives right down this in a very rapid pace towards Emilio, who saves the day, and that's the climactic ending. And there's those poles looking back the other way. Guy with the watch realizes, I'm about to get mowed down. There's the poles right there, and coming the other way is the truck. There is the poles.
Yeah.
And the truck right down there. Ah, a great ending line.
That very screeching soundtrack. Ding, ding, ding,
yeah,
ding,
I love it.
Yeah.
It's like very distinctive.
Green Goblin coming right towards us.
Gonna use that as a prop. That's gonna. It's like a flavor. So what's gonna happen is I'm gonna be the director. You're gonna run over here, and then you're gonna look towards. Right. So the truck's there. Green Goblin pulls up, and then action.
Adios, MFer. MFer? That's okay to say. This is furry.
Pulling up.
Say the line.
Adios, mother effer. Those people down there think you're insane.
That's fine.
He's holding a.
What is that?
palm branch.
Oh, it's a palm. It's a palm branch. I should take that back to Toronto.
A souvenir.
Yeah.
That's from Maximum Overdrive. You got that's a movie prop. All right, that's gonna do it for today. Now I'm really tall.
Yep.
Maybe I'll get down there, get up there. We're kind of along the side. How tall are you?
7 feet.
That's gonna do it for today. Thank you. We accomplished this.
That was amazing.
Mission.
Today was better than yesterday.
It worked out good.
Found more places.
Yes.
Flowed a little better.
And later today, I will probably upload this before you upload your video that you filmed yesterday. So the continuity, we're wearing different clothes because my footage got deleted. Long story. I explained that in yesterday's video. You're doing a filming location around Wilmington that has to do with the same subject matter of Stephen King.
Right. It's kind of like a sister video.
I like that.
And you can find that video on Scott on Tape. Is the name of the channel.
So do you
on tape.
You film on tape, like VHS tape,
Yes.
and then you just convert it
It's
to
a long
digital.
process.
Check out his channel, Scott on Tape.
Thank you, Adam. This was awesome.
I'll see you in the next video. You're the best.
Yeah.
I don't film on tape. You do.
It's a process. It's a process. Peace out.
The vlog is over. Yeah, I can safely say that that is finished. That was something else. Wait a second. Wait, come on. What are you doing? I think he thinks we're doing Halloween. Look, I know you like the franchise, and yes, I know they filmed one of them here. But that's for another time. That's for another time.